He is the keeper for the Capilano Blues men's soccer team. This is Brandon Lecce, part of the Corner Kick. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. How's the summer going?
Good. It's been busy. Kind of preseason in full swing now. So it's been a lot of 2-day training sessions, early morning to late night. A couple of lifts in there too, trying to stay off the field engaged. On top of obviously working because I'm still young, trying to make some money. But yeah, it's been good. It's been a quite long summer, and it's kind of winding down now into the fall.
Do you like this time of year as going into tournaments and you're on the field all the time? Do you like that, or would you rather be just let's go into games?
I definitely think that the 2 days sort of preseason is really kind of it sort of gives a pathway to the fall. I think this is kind of when you get to know your guys coming in, your new guys, your rookies. You kind of learn how to play together with the system and kind of really buy into the whole year and know what's ahead for the next couple of months. So it's a long process, but it's definitely a fun one.
When did you fall in love with soccer? Remember what age you were?
Oh, I was little, like as soon as I could walk. That was
Yeah.
definitely like soccer's kind of always been around since I was little. I'm Italian, so soccer is definitely it's part of the culture, bottom line. But yeah, even as I was growing up, I mean, I had a big backyard, so it was always kicking the soccer ball, breaking a couple of fence boards, getting yelled at. But definitely since a young age, for sure.
Anybody in your family play soccer before you to really get you into it and motivate you?
My dad did. So my dad played at Cap for 2 weeks. He was at Cap U for 2 weeks, and then he signed pro to play in San Diego.
Okay.
So that was definitely sort of he was coaching me when I was little, and then definitely kind of pushed me through as my older ages came. But yeah, definitely I come from a little bit of an athletic family.
Yeah. Was he a keeper as well, or
Yeah. So
okay?
it all got passed down in the genes, I guess.
Were you allowed to play other sports when you were a kid, or was it you
I
just had to
did.
play soccer?
Soccer was number one. That was very
Yeah.
clear. But I did play baseball growing up, competitive as well. But it kind of came to that age now where you had to pick one or the other, and clearly I stuck with soccer. But also high school sports, like I played as much as I could. Like I was always on the field or on the court doing whatever I could instead of studying. But it definitely kind of worked out in the end all well.
Was it always keeper for you as well, or
I
could you
was a
play other
striker when I was younger. I was
Yeah.
playing up front, and then it was sort of I kind of got to that point now where my dad was pushing for me to play in the net, and
Yeah.
I was like a foot or two taller than everyone on the field when I was younger, so it made sense to put me in that, and it worked out well. Now here I am.
Yeah. Yeah. When did you know post-secondary soccer was a really good path and chance for you?
Oh, I didn't see myself playing university. I graduated high school and I took a gap year to work. I was working in the trades and just started making some money. And then I got a message from CapU being like, "We want you to come play for us." And I
Yeah.
knew that I have to go back to school eventually. So I figured might as well play for them while I'm getting my education. And it kind of all worked out well.
But it had to fit, right? I mean, you had to, yeah,
It
this was
did,
a good
yeah.
team, but the program too. What program are you in?
Right now I'm in Associate of Arts, so I'm just doing prerequisite before I start my teaching degree.
Mm.
But it lined up really well for me to play as well, get my kind of schooling in, and it was hard to say no to that. But yeah, it all worked out.
How do you juggle it all? With being a student athlete, you're on the road a lot of practices, 2 days. Oh, and by the way, class.
Yeah, it's definitely, I feel like the common answer has been time management, which is very true. It's if I go in my notes in my calendar app right now, I'm booked up for the next 3 months. Like everything from courses to lifts, training, like you name it, it's in my phone. But definitely it's sort of that idea of knowing what you have to do and how to do it the right way to prioritize other commitments has been definitely the sort of mindset of kind of taking it day by day, but also week by week. Just looking at is there some things I can do now instead of tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday to get
Mm.
out of the way instead of kind of trying not to push it too close to a deadline.
Yeah. Are you a soccer fan also? And some
I
athletes play a sport, but they don't actually watch or enjoy the sport on TV, but they love playing it. What about you? You
I
like it?
am I do I enjoy watching it. It's always sort of me and my buddies have season tickets to Whitecaps and we love there. Italy is definitely our big one. Whenever the Euros or World Cups around, everybody's together, everybody's anxious, and that's all we talk about for a good 2 months is just soccer. So it's part of my life. If I'm not playing it, it's
Yeah.
still being talked about.
Man, those Whitecap games are really fun to be at. The
They
atmosphere
are,
is
they're good.
awesome.
It's
Yeah.
been good.
Do you like watching the keeper? Do you keep your eye on what they're doing and how they move and where they position themselves?
I definitely like warm ups, big one. I watch different
Okay.
goalies warm ups. Even like away teams, definitely just seeing how players mentally get prepared for the game. Even just warm up. Some guys will go 100 miles an hour. Some guys will be out there for 10 minutes, and it's just sort of you just kind of see what works best and how it kind of fits your mentality of getting ready for a game.
Are you a superstitious guy as a keeper?
I am very superstitious. Like
What do you do?
I eat the same breakfast before every game. I
Okay.
have poached eggs on toast with avocado. That is like standard. And then even in the locker room, normally I'm one of the first guys in there, and I'll just kind of sit there, think about the game, mentally get switched on. I tape my fingers a certain way for my gloves. It's always my left hand before my right hand. Shin pads, same thing, left, right, and then my cleat is right, then left. So that's kind of the that's a switch up, and it's just been like that since I was younger, and I just stuck to it.
Is your dad superstitious as well? Did he pass down some of these things
I
to
don't
you?
know. That's a good question. I'll have to ask him that one, but it's definitely something that I've kind of grouped into as a routine and just stuck to it.
Looking forward to this season this fall?
Yeah, for sure. I think last year, I mean, we had 17 new guys. Like it was just a whole, yeah, it was a definitely it was an interesting start. And I think we got lucky enough to find a groove early and sort of connect to each other and play and get some results. But yeah, this year I think definitely we sort of understand how PacWest works. 2 games a weekend. You got to nurture injuries during the week, get smart. So I think definitely this year is going to be a bright looking future for us. And I think that all the guys are buying into it and ready to play and get going.
Are expectations higher then, particularly on yourself as well, now in your second year?
For myself, I think so too.
Yeah, of
Definitely, I think our expectations are, everybody wants to win the national championship. That's why you
course.
play. That's the end goal. But I think it's the little things like, starting off strong, having an opening weekend, whether it's a 3 point or a 6 point weekend, just getting off on the right foot because we learned, last year midway through the season we got a bit of a slump, and looking back, that's what kept us out of playoffs. So I
Mm.
think kind of staying mentally sharp and switched on from the start, and carrying that momentum all the way through the season is definitely going to be an expectation to keep.
Who's your biggest cheerleader at home? Is dad really on you?
Yeah, honestly, I think it is. My dad's
Yeah.
definitely the biggest cheerleader. My mom, not so much. She's very, she won't say it to my face, but I know she's there. She's cheering for me. She bites her tongue a little bit. But my dad's definitely a vocal guy at the field. Rather he's yelling at me or yelling at the referee, he'll make it pretty clear.
Brandon, thanks for doing this. Great story.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you guys.